Hi, I'm Chop Hutchings, and these are the DH100 headphones by Behringer. Now, in the box, you get a little leaflet, gives you some of the technical details, and you get obviously the headphones, and they have this coiled cable, and on the end of the cable you've got a 1/4 inch jack that unscrews. So you've also got a 3.5mm jack. And rather interestingly, because I've not seen these on any other headphones, the jack is at 90-degree angles, which in theory should help the cable last that little bit longer. And if you get them, don't throw away the box, because what is not so obvious is in the back of this bit of box is a bag that you can put them in, because they all compact up nice and small. Like so, albeit with this coiled cable in tow, like so. There you go. So they're portable. Now, according to the box, they're called professional drummer headphones. So, are they any good on a drum kit? Well, I should say, before I actually try them out on the drum kit, the first thing I notice about these is they are actually quite small. Yes, they are compact to move around, but they're actually quite small in themselves. And the actual cups are smaller than I expected, and the headband is quite small too. But when you put them on, they do just about get my ears inside them, and although the headband is pretty much at the limit, they do fit. And to begin with, initially they feel a little bit uncomfortable and cramped, but I tried them on earlier, and I must admit, after about 10 minutes I actually forgot I had them on. As for using them with the drum kit, well, the cable itself is apparently 3 meters or 10 feet long, but as you can see with the coiled up section, you've only got really a length of about 1.3, 1.4 meters. So when I connect them up to my drum kit, put them on, the cable isn't really long enough, and if I was to play the drums, you'd see that this cable is actually right in the way of the snare drum and the hi-hat. A longer cable would have allowed it to go down near the floor around the back of me. Now, it's fair to say that this is an old style drum kit. It's a Yamaha DT Explorer, and the drum brain is set to the right of the hi-hat, and some of the more modern drum kits have got the brain to the left of the hi-hat, and maybe, just maybe, with that setup, this kind of cable will be okay. So are they any good, or are they worth buying for a drum kit? They're easily moved around, so if you're out in a band, they're easy to take with you. The sound quality is good enough for the drum kit. Certainly they don't need to be any better than this for me to hear this drum kit perfectly well. And when playing with a band, they isolate the band sound just enough in a kind of muffling effect that I can hear the drums really clearly through the headphones, but I can still hear enough of the band to be playing with the band. So in that respect, they're really good. And I do think for the ridiculously low price that they are worth buying, just with that one proviso that you can get on with this cable that is coiled. And maybe in time it will stretch out a bit, and maybe in time it will get long enough for me to use with this drum kit. That said, to be honest, I didn't actually buy these to use with my drum kit, because by their very nature they're designed to keep sound out. And because they're able to keep sound out, they're also able to keep sound in. And if, like me, you've got a home studio, but you don't want to spend loads of money on some closed back studio headphones when you're recording vocals, but you want to stop the sound you're listening to, the backing track or the rest of the song, while you're recording your vocals, then these actually, in theory, would be a good option. So the idea is here that you can listen to your song through these, and because they isolate the sound inside, most of the sound won't get through, or hopefully none of the sound will get through to the microphone that you're singing into. And to this degree, they actually work really well. And I've done a little test here, and the first sound you'll hear is me recording some vocals while listening to the backing track using a pair of cheap Newmark over-ear phones. And the second one you'll hear is these DT100s. And just as a reference sake thingy, I also recorded my vocals while wearing my studio quality headphones, but they're open back, so actually terrible for keeping noise away from the microphone. And here's what they sounded like. You won't miss me when I'm gone. You won't miss me when I'm gone. You won't miss me when I'm gone. So as you can see, they do a pretty good job of blocking out the sound, the backing track, etc., from reaching the microphone. And for the price, I think these are actually quite a bargain if you have problems with recording your vocals. and avoiding the backing track or your song being picked up by the microphone as well. And the other thing I like about these is that because you can take the end off and drop it on the floor like I just did, or preferably not, put it on a table, you can plug that into your mobile phone and use the headphones to listen to your song on an app on your phone like BandLab, and you can record your vocals using your built-in microphone on your phone. And these headphones will actually stop the sound that you're listening to, your song, your backing track, from actually being picked up by your mobile phone's microphone. So, and for the price, that makes them really good. And at that level, actually, when you're using them like that, the fact that the cable isn't actually 3 meters long, it's only 1.4-ish, actually does you a favor, because you don't really want 3 meters of cable connecting your headphones to your mobile phone. So even if you're not a drummer, and I do think these are really good if you're a drummer, as long as you can get on with the fact that the cable itself is coiled, is a bit restrictive. But even if you're not a drummer, I still recommend these headphones for people like myself who like to record, particularly on their mobile phone, and don't want the backing track to get onto the microphone.